Okay, everybody, here we go. I am at Aegialis, which is in Amorgos, Greece, and I'm here with Irene Giannakopoulos. Did I say that right?
Giannakopoulos.
Giannakopoulos. I tell you, my Greek is not so good, but it's coming along.
It's
getting better, right,
yeah,
Irene?
Yeah.
Awesome. Been here a few days. So this place is amazing, and the way I found this was completely intuitively based, and I was led here. And honestly, I saw the name, Aegialis, and it sounded like angels to me. But what you just told me is it's actually based upon maybe Atlantis?
Yes.
Tell me this.
I wanted to have the feeling of the area, which is Aegiali, and also the feeling of Atlantis, as in this area there is a sunken city, an ancient city. So I wanted to give a little point of the area and also of the ending of Atlantis. So Aegiali, Aegialis.
This is amazing. So there is a sunken city. Is this a mystery or is this the history? Because I know you're adept on the history of the island a lot.
There is really a sunken city, yes.
An ancient city.
An ancient city, yes. And when there is a calm weather, many times you can see the foundations. You can see walls, ruins in the sea.
Has this ever been excavated? Have they ever gone down and taken a look at this?
Unfortunately, no, because there are so many places in Greece that have very important ancient history, and due to financial reasons, they have not been excavated.
Okay, so all these wannabe archaeologists that are listening to this that want to come and explore a sunken city that may be Atlantis, you just found the right spot.
Okay, yes.
All right, so we're going to segue into something else because as soon as I arrived here, by the way, at 3:30 in the morning, this is like 3 or 4 days ago, Irene was up waiting for me. I'm the only guest that came in on the boat. She was up at 3:30 waiting for me with a big smile and a hug, and basically hands me a glass of Araki.
Yes.
Yeah?
This is our traditional liquor, which comes from the white raki. The white raki is distilled from grapes. After wine, after the pressing of wine, they leave a little bit of juice on the stems of the grapes, and they distill the raki. It's a white, strong.
It's like a grappa.
Yeah, a strong.
But it's very sweet. I mean, and it's actually
the white one is not.
It's not sweet.
It's dry, very dry actually, and quite strong. And then, because Amorgos is very famous for the herbs.
The herbs. Oh gosh, there are a lot of herbs on this island.
Right. You can meet them everywhere. You can see them everywhere and feel them and smell them. So we use a lot of herbs with the raki. So the raki gets also the color from the herbs boiled with the raki, and also we use honey. So it becomes a liquor after the dry. Then it is the liquor, and it's a specialty of the island. Psimeni raki. Psimeni means cooked. That means that we boil the raki with the herbs and honey, and the local honey. Usually it is thyme honey, and we get this result, a sweet liquor, let's say.
Okay. People who know me know I've been a winemaker for 15 years, but I'm also an aficionado. I love like strong aperitifs that are medicinal. Mm-hmm. Everywhere I go around the world, I look for these, whether it's gentian root or it's the drink in Japan that blew my mind, the one that was fermented. I mean, I've gone all over and I've always looked for these special ones. And a lot of these places that are blue zones that have really healthy people that live long, there actually is a specific alcoholic beverage to that region. Mm-hmm. And here we are, you're showing me this raki, which is very specific to this island.
Right.
Unbelievable.
But the one that you just tried now is rakomelo.
Wow.
Rakomelo is served in a different way. It is served hot. That means we boil the white raki and we add the honey and the cloves, or maybe you can add sticks of cinnamon. So it's so we'll call it a beverage or a hot drink, which is very, very good and very healthy, especially for cold nights. If you have a cold, it's a natural medicine.
I can tell.
Yes.
I mean, this is full-blown medicine. This may be one of my new favorite drinks.
Oh, I'm glad you like it.
Can I import this?
Sure.
she hands me this just right before we hit the record button, and it's got cloves floating on the top of this like juicy elixir of honey and alcohol, and you could probably hear me chewing the cloves actually before. This is absolutely phenomenal. So okay, so if you guys come to the island, you're gonna get to experience Raki, and if you want, you can order this Raccomello. Yeah?
Yes.
Well, it just took me 4 days to finally get this one, but it's incredible. And then the other thing I really love is the food here is exquisite. I mean, I gotta tell you, you've really put together a lot of well-done, quality, high food. And I quizzed you, didn't I? I'm like, where are the eggs from? The local guy.
Right.
The greens. When she brought out the greens that second night, these like, you know, brassica kind of like cabbage type greens.
Right. They all are produced in our organic garden of the hotel. Okay, so we have broccoli at this point, cauliflower, cabbage, sefucla, which is kind of
it's like a
spinach.
chard.
Spinach.
It's like a spinach or a chard. I've never experienced this green before.
Right. The fresh onions. Everything is produced at some tomatoes. Tomatoes. Although the real season for tomatoes is up until let's say September, but we cultivate late. Another shift of tomatoes, let's say, so they can go up to February. So we have all year fresh tomatoes, organic, very, very.
And I've been eating this every day. And the best part about this is I'm getting these greens with the local olive oil. Is that correct?
Yes, of course.
Oh, I mean, this is full-blown Mediterranean diet at its finest. When you get these type of greens that are right out of the garden, you're getting the olive oil that was picked on these trees, like harvested just last month.
Right.
And by the way, everybody, this is like mid-December. This is like a week before Christmas that I'm here. And it's pretty much like the place is shut down in a way because most of the tourists are gone. It's off season. But at the same time, today was like a summer day.
Right. Was
incredible.
Very calm sea, very warm, sunny. It was really beautiful. Stamatis, my son, was swimming this morning.
He was swimming.
At 9 o'clock, he was swimming.
I know. I was jealous, actually. I really wanted to go in myself. I went in yesterday for the first time in 4 days, and I've been here only once. And it was cold, but you know what? It wasn't that cold.
It was refreshing.
It was extremely refreshing, and I had a great appetite afterwards to eat all the great food.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So let's talk about what your family has created here, because you are, I think, what, the second or third generation? Or is that Stamatis? He's your son.
Stamatis is the third generation in tourism.
Okay.
First generation was my father.
Was your father?
Who was the first one having rooms to let. And as I was a child at the time, I got into tourism from my very early age, helping my parents and also giving them kind of ideas, because the hospitality was natural in me from my parents.
I can tell.
So that's how I was involved in tourism from my very early age.
Yeah. So when people come, I mean, know that you're stepping into, like, this is run down by the third generation, correct? Which will probably be passed to the fourth generation. And it's authentic as it gets. And you guys have put a lot of money and time and space into this. And you also spent time in the United States. So you've lived in New Jersey. You understand what kind of we're looking for from an American perspective.
Yes.
For comfort, for the spa, for the pool, for the pizza bar downstairs, and the food, for everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
We have the feeling of the mentality of American people, which of course we love, because we're American as well, American citizens.
You have a passport,
as well.
Correct.
Yes, and we love that. But of course, since I have been traveling and my family has been traveling, we get the ideas of of all the people, what the tourist and the traveler needs today, and we like to be always updated in order to offer the best to our guests, and we like that. It's not, it's our special.
It's kind of like your hobby. You enjoy it, I can tell.
We like that very much.
You are really like in the hospitality, but you love it and you're giving.
That's right.
And it's like my whole theory is like giving is living, and when you're of service, you're actually in the highest vibration you can be in.
Right.
And when you're offering something to give to somebody else, then the universe comes and gives you something back.
Yes, of course. You have always to give, and then you always receive. Yes,
it's a law.
We love that. We love that. We love to offer, and and we like to give experiences to people. So when they come to the hotel, it's not just the hotel. It's cooking classes, it's wine tasting, it's dancing lessons, it's music, it's visit traditional houses to see how people live in this area. Giving information about the island, like tours of the island, for religious history, classical history, Byzantine history, everything.
Everything.
So we like,
No, I can tell. And I mean, there's no shortage of things to do on this island. And even though this is one of the most remote islands in the Cyclades, did I pronounce that correct? Cyclades. I mean, it really, it's out there. It's not as well known as the Mykonos, the Ios, etc., Naxos. It's a little bit farther out, and that's what I think this is so special. And this has now, you tell me, Atlantean energy. It has a specific energy to it, or else I wouldn't love it so much, I think.
And even our hotel is built on an energy line, according to
you told me
specialists. This. And the island, of course, has special energy. So everybody who comes here feels it. And they love to return. And as you mentioned, that it's a remote island. And what makes us really happy is that this remoteness makes it special. That's why people who come from as far as United States, Canada, Australia, they love to come here. And it's a long trip, but then they say it's worth it.
It's worth the trip, and we'll get into what the trip is like in a minute. But let's go into a few. I mean, like I said, you can do boat excursions. There's no shortage of stuff to do. There's I did a hike to this remote village. The hikes are fantastic.
Oh, yes.
Oh, the hikes are great. You're hanging out with the goats. You've got all the background noise of the animals. There's all this local flora, and then you get up to the top, and this guy serves you a Araki.
Yes.
Right. I mean, it's a real experience. So, and then you can take the boats to the beaches. Now, what I did today was epic. I went to this cloister. I'm going to botch this, but it's the
Hosoviotissa.
Thank you, Hosoviotissa. And if you're this is like an Indiana Jones kind of epic scene.
Yeah.
I had no idea what I was going to step into, but you turn this corner, and literally on this hill that's sheer facing down.
300 meters above the water.
Yeah, and there's nothing but cliffs, and there's nothing around, and it's just this white facade where these monks have been held up for, I think, 800 years? 1,000 years?
1,000 years, yes.
Blows my mind. I mean, blows my mind how they would actually build this thing, live there, sustain life.
Right.
In this cave on the wall. Anyways, this is actually one of the most epic things I've seen in a long time. So just coming to see partly this was a really cool experience.
Sure.
And I walked in there, by the way, and what do you think I got served?
Araki.
The abbot, the main monk, he makes the raki.
Yes.
So they gave me a raki and one of these cookies.
Lukumi.
Yeah, the cookies.
Yes.
Tell us, because the cookies are crazy too. I mean, they're so good with the sesame and the honey.
And melomacarona. That's a traditional Christmas. Christmas period.
I like this Greek food.
Sweet, yeah.
It's really, it's conflicting with my Italian roots, but I'm kind of getting swayed now. All right, so anyways, it's really pulling me in, Hence maybe why I want to spend a lot more time here. So the movie The Big Blue is also filmed here, which I haven't seen yet, but I think that was a famous film.
Very famous.
Yeah.
Very famous. Amorgos has been known around the world due to this film. And it was filmed below the monastery. It's called The Big Blue because, as you notice today, exactly, if you're at the monastery in that part of the island, then it's unlimited big blue.
It is.
You can see nothing but blue, they see.
It feels like you're meeting, the Normandy Coast meets these Alaskan fjords. You can't believe you're in Greece. I couldn't believe it. It was so epic, the nature, it blew my mind. And it was just peace and quiet up there.
Right.
I fell in love with it today.
Good. And just a little bit further than this place, there is another smaller monastery. It's called St. George. And there, was the location of the ancient water oracle dedicated to Apollo. That, of course, that was chosen by the ancient people because of the special energy that the island has. Like Delphi oracle was also chosen to be in the location in a very special place with a lot of energy, and that's the same
for this place
here on Amorgos.
Okay, so I might need to stick around and check this place out. Yeah?
Yes. There is a cave with the water in the church. They were taking the water out of this spring, and they had a way to read the mind. What somebody was asking for an advice for the future, and they had the way to read the future through the water.
Wow. So can I go to this spring with people and can we drink this water?
Of course, yes. It's
people
blessed.
Go
now
and
it's a blessed water because it's in the church now.
Yes.
Yes.
We can drink this water.
Yes.
Okay, everybody. So whoever wants to join, we're going to drink the water on the trip.
Yes.
And that's going to be, we're putting this on the schedule for, I think we said November of 2020.
Yes. And then, November is a very special period because they are still picking the olives. So you can have the chance to see and experience, maybe practice a little bit, go to an olive grove where locals are picking their olives, help a little bit, have a picnic under the trees, and also be taken to the olive press to see how the olive oil is being produced.
That's great.
Yes.
Definitely want to do that. I mean, the monosaturated fat, the olive oil is probably one of my favorite fats next to butter in terms of the health benefit profile.
Yes.
It really is just exquisite. I mean,
Olive
all the
oil,
research is, you can't get better than olive oil.
Right. Olive oil is the healthiest, and it's like a medicine.
It's a medicine,
actually.
and we've been really sold on coconut oil being a great oil in the United States for the past decade, which it is. It has some benefits, but I have to say, olive oil, hands down, is a much better oil.
The olive oil is the base for so many things, and for creams, for oils, of body oils, for everything.
Well, it has
plus food, the best for the food.
It is.
And it is proven that people who use olive oil don't have heart problems.
Well, it has squalene in it, which is actually one of those constituents that's great for your skin and for the heart.
Yes.
And it's only in really olive oil. But coconut oil has monolaurin, it has lauric acid, but it's a whole different constituent. So olive oil is the one, and it goes great with all the food here. Anyways, moving on, because we're going into 18 minutes here, and I love to keep these under 20. This is an amazing place. She's got, 3 or 4 yoga studios. You've got the spa, the big pool you're renovating right now. That'll be done by November. And, excuse me, I know we talked about, gosh, this drink is fantastic, this Rockamello. I can't wait to do this again.
Yes.
Everybody who's coming, you're having a Rockamello with me. But this is, in addition, I asked you if you would make fresh juices for the people that come on my trip.
Oh, yes.
Yeah? Okay, great. You'll do that for us.
We do fruit and vegetable juices, all the smoothies for the people because we are following the vegetarian diets, vegan diets, gluten-free diets, everything that people are into it now, following a wellness program. We follow, of course.
Good. And you'll be able to cater to whatever anybody wants to eat. And you make your own bread here.
Yes, our own bread,
Excuse me. Wow, this thing is amazing.
Our own cakes, our own pies. We make a lot of pies from local cheese, from local...
The cheese is exquisite.
Yes.
And by the way, people, sorry for the background noise, but this is... When you're in a beautiful third-generation Greek hotel, you got a lot of family here, and it's nice. It's beautiful. And I felt like part of the family for the past few days. It's been great. Okay, so when people come, they can really get, a wide range of food that they want, and that's what I always love to provide, is the best ingredients, the highest quality, and we're talking about health and raising the vibration, or else, and it's going to taste great.
Right.
So we'll do that, and I think the trip that I'd like to put together, and it'll be a moderate digital detox, and were able to turn the Wi-Fi off for me in my room. I really appreciate that. Would you be able to do that for other people if they wanted? Great.
Of course, we can. We are very flexible. in order to cover all the requirements of our guests. We're very flexible, really. We don't, we hardly say no. We only
but I think it wasn't your sister, it was somebody else who said that I was the only guest that ever asked for the Wi-Fi to be turned
That's
off.
Right, that's right. Because, because everybody says, are you sure there is a Wi-Fi in the room? Yes.
Yeah, you're sure?
Yes.
I'm that one guy, but I've been told that probably at 20 other hotels too. They're like, are you sure you want me to turn it off for you? I'm like, absolutely. So, you know, I want to be away from all those magnetic waves and everything. Yeah. So that's the greatest thing about this place is there's so much opportunity here to keep it in a high vibrational essence, which is what I want to provide for this, kind of want to call it this Avatar Awakening training, where we're going to do a lot of really interesting pranayama, breathing, tai chi, yoga, meditation, some silence, and just a lot of like mind power exercises, including going out, maybe jumping off cliffs, putting ourselves in some interesting situations. I even talked to your son about building a cold plunge bath with ice, so that we can do some cold and some hot in the saunas and stuff like this. So there's a lot that could be on the schedule, and like I said, there's no shortage of things to do. And we just described some of that.
Yeah, there are so many options, so many possibilities, and we love to do innovative things. We love to do, you know, we're into everything. We are awesome. We say yes, we can do it.
You say yes.
We can do it.
Is there anything else that you'd like to share of like any of those other interesting things that maybe some other people have done in the past or something that you would like to see done? Because I'm open to trying it all.
I think people also like to do things with the boat, and with snorkeling, and with diving, and with all this, with all these things, we teach them how to drive those tender boats, and they have picnics on a remote beach, on an isolated beach. We have so many things, so many options.
So we could go off to a private beach, do a nice meditation, some qigong,
and then bring you hot picnic.
Hot picnic.
Yeah, and
beautiful, some feta cheese, some olives, some stuff.
Yeah. And provide, umbrellas in the remote beach, and some chairs, and sun chairs, and comfort and nature.
And like you said, even in the yoga room, somebody comes in, they set up the mats, and they actually bring them away.
Right.
Nobody has to worry about handling the mats, wiping them down.
Nothing.
You have somebody that does that full time.
Yes, and after
Beautiful.
The class, cleans everything, sprays them, and makes them, very
clean for everybody.
Very clean, and brings water and does whatever, He's just there to pamper all the people, and so the organizer does not have to worry about anything. Just do the job.
Just to have fun.
Yeah.
Now, who is this?
Now, this is one of my granddaughters.
Yeah?
Her name is Isidora.
Isidora, hello.
Like Empress Isidora. There was a Byzantine Empress Isidora, so she has a very nice name.
Isidora just came over.
Yeah.
So we're going to wrap it up here at 23 minutes, and just in conclusion, I came in 3-4 days ago. I've had an amazing time so far. I mean, every day's been exquisite with even just resting. I mean, just the rest alone I've had has been wonderful with the weather.
I'm sure you have enjoyed our views.
The views,
there is view
hands
everywhere.
down. The views and the sunshine, the way the sun comes right into the windows. And by the way, everybody, when you come here, it's going to be in November, so the sun is perfectly aligned for that time. When I think in the summer, it's a little bit on the other side of the island. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And, as you notice, at this period of time, there are fantastic sunsets. Every day there is some.
They are.
It's fantastic time for pictures. I mean, I love taking pictures, and every day is different. And no matter what time it is, there is different. There is a different landscape that you see. And this island has also the fame of the special clouds with the special shapes. Because of the mountains, we have this dramatic landscape, as you noticed. The mountains, the villages, and all this, and all the clouds that gather at certain time, let's say during the sunset, are taking so many colors.
I noticed that. There's beautiful clouds here, and the other thing I really noticed are, and some people may know this or not, but I've not seen one chemtrail in 4 days, which is absolutely fabulous. If you know what I'm talking, do you know what I'm talking about? No? It's kind of like when the planes go over and they spray these chemicals in the air.
Oh, I see. Yes.
For people that believe in that, which I actually do, and to be in a place that has really clean air all the time circulating through, it's just wonderful.
And the island generally tries to be clean. I think you noticed
it is quite clean.
That it is. Yeah, even the roads are clean of plastic and things. And there is a recycling system on the island. And at the hotel, we try to be eco-friendly as much as possible, doing recycling of the water for our gardens, and try to have the system to save energy and have signs to guide people to be careful with water. We try to do our best for the
It's a green place.
environment.
It is. Okay, so thank you, Irene. I've had an awesome stay, and I hope other people get to come and experience
we're happy to
your
welcome people.
amazing hospitality.
I would like people to come here and feel at home.
And if everybody, if you walk in here at 3:30 in the morning, be prepared for a big smile.
We'll be here.
And a hug, and she'll hand you a glass of Araki.
Raki.
All right.
Okay.
Ciao for now.
Ciao for everybody.
Bye.